How do you handle someone that maybe is not performing to the level that you think they should be? When you're leading a team.
Yeah, I mean,
you know what I mean? Like,
you try and identify what the cause of that is, right? Like, you try and really, like, for me, like, it's about empathy again, and understanding what is the root cause that's creating that person, creating an environment for that person where they're not doing their best work.
Yeah.
And how can you fix that? And that typically involves talking to that person and really trying to understand where they're coming from and why they're having this trouble and not performing to the level that they should. And if you can identify the root cause, then you can do things to try and address it. And if you can't identify it, that's a bigger problem, right? And it can be hard to solve. And if you can identify it but you can't resolve it, that's typically a place where it's like, okay, this might be not the right fit.
Well, and how do you handle it? You got to fire people, and you have to let people down sometimes, right? How do you go about that? That's tough.
It's really, really difficult. I mean, anytime you fire someone, you think, like, this person has a family, this person has a mortgage, they have rent, they have car insurance, and and me, like, I don't ever, like, just personally, outside of just being an entrepreneur, like, I never like telling anybody, like, to make them sad. Like, I feel terrible. I just am that kind of way. Like, I don't want to tell you anything that's going to make you feel really bad. But at the same time, you have to do what's right for the business and for the other members of the team and for your investors and for all of your stakeholders. So for me, it's, again, exercising empathy and understanding, how is this going to make this person feel? What can I do to help them? So when I fired somebody, I'm like, how can I help you find that next place where you're going to be successful?
Yeah.
And taking that approach that, hey, like, this is not something I want to do, and I know it's difficult for you on the other side of that table, so I'm telling you that, and I'm here to help in the ways that I can. I think just being open and honest and transparent about that empathy really helps people.
So what do you think makes early employees of a startup successful? What does it take to be an early employee at a startup?
You have to be really, really good at succeeding in ambiguous situations, right? When in an early stage startup, there's nobody directing you, saying, here's the spec you need to code to. Here's the exact problem to solve. This is how you should solve it. So you have to be really good at problem solving with really ambiguous conditions. And you have to be a really hard worker, right? Like, you just have to know, I'm going to do this. I'm going to solve this. I'm going to fix this. I'm going to figure out a way. So that kind of resiliency coupled with aptitude can be pretty powerful.
It seems to me it's someone with a founder attitude, but not a founder mentality, like not a risk tolerance, right? So they're not risking everything in terms of being a founder, but they approach it and they wear many hats. They're able to pivot and be very agile and like work on 10 different things in one day. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I hear you. And I think the really key part, and if this is true for everyone who's joined our team as an early employee, is that they believe in the vision. And so for me, like, when I'm screening folks, like, that's what I'm looking for is, do you believe in the vision that we're painting here? And if you do, you're going to want to contribute to it and make it happen.